Coming up, I preview lyrics from my new rap album, Beat These Guys Jive Asses. I make friends with the Beetle. The Beetle actually doesn't feel too bad to drive now. And after the success of my adult toy shop, I preview concepts for my new adult toy range. But once you start to feel the vibes, you just go with the flow. Hello and welcome back to our playthrough of Gran Turismo 3 on the PS2. It's day 167, we have just over 10k in the bank, and last time out, the Beetle Cup finally arrived, and it didn't go completely to plan. The main issue was, well, what has two thumbs and is a squidgy ball of nonsense? This guy! So we weren't quite upgraded enough, I think was the issue. Also learning the ropes with the gear ratios, also picking the wrong upgrades, also picking the wrong car to put upgrade. It was a whole thing. Let's just forget about it. The fact is, I've got another upgrade in the car, we're ready to go again. I put it to you, the audience, should I take something else out, because it felt like putting in that additional tuning kit maybe tipped us over the edge. You've given me your results, and we'll go into that in a second, but the first thing I want to go into is, you may have noticed from the title and the thumbnail, that we do have a problem. And it is actually a problem that's not born out of any of the previous episodes, or even this squishy ball of aforementioned nonsense. It's another problem. So, rather than sitting on a menu and telling you all about it, I am going to quickly jump into another car. We'll go have a race, and I'll tell you what the situation is, and what the potential fixes are. Because it does in fact threaten the entire playthrough. And that does sound a bit melodramatic, but it's also true. So, I'm going to jump back in, might as well jump back into the Lancer. And let's just pick up another quick 5k, you know? Let's do that. One of these. Ain't doing test course. Yeah, let's just do midfield. I know it's the candidate for, like, quick grinding 5k results, but as many of you put in the comments last time, this had to be done. So I'm glad I'm not alone in this. Right, let's go. So, we have an issue, and that issue is, as you may know, I play, or in fact all of my PlayStation games on this channel, on the disc, on what is lovely known as a fat PS3. So my PS3, I bought it on launch day. I remember queuing up at midnight to go and get it, when it released in the UK, I think in March of the year's gonna leave me. It was either 2007 or 2008, one of those, and I've had it ever since. It's been a loyal servant, and the original fat PS3 could play both backwards compatible with PS2 and PS1 games. If I'm right in saying, I think it's the hardware is in there natively to be able to do so. It's not emulation. It is literally running the hardware, I believe. Do correct me if I'm wrong. However, they took the ability to play PS2 games out of later versions of the PS3 because it was breaking the PS3s, it would kill them. And I've recently had an issue with this PS3 where it would randomly start shutting off mid-play. It was during my recent break, in fact. I was playing a PS2 game, Pro Evolution Soccer 4, and it would just randomly shut off. And originally I thought it was overheating, but it would do it at random intervals. So sometimes I get through a couple of games, sometimes I get through longer, but then it would just shut off randomly mid-play. No yellow flashing light, as sometimes people get. Different times of day as well, so temperature wasn't always an issue, and I was like, okay, that seems like another thing. And it was seemingly doing it. Ooh. Focusing on telling the story, not on driving, do bear with me. It was doing it on pretty much any game that was higher intensity. So I bought a copy of Gran Turismo 6 because I've never played it. I have not gotten past the first race because it shuts down every time. So that makes me think, okay, there's something in the hardware that's going wrong. Went to a used game shop near me, very good shop that focuses more on older consoles, and I said, explained the issue and said, if you have got a fat PS3 still running in the year of our Lord 2024, cherish it, because you are very lucky. The PS2 hardware basically cracked them. I'm sure it like cracked the boards or something like that. So the fact that it is still working, just enjoy what time you've got left with it. And I was like, ah. And the reason I think that's a problem is it's never crashed while we've played this game. In fact, it's never crashed while filming for this channel. It's only been on other games not for this channel. But I do realise that as we get further through this playthrough, it becomes increasingly more likely that it's going to break, because obviously it's going to get more wear. And obviously as we go further through Gran Turismo 3, the races also get longer. And of course, there's one eye on the endurance events later on. So my concern is, if I carry on playing the playthrough on the PS3, I might get closer to the end, and then it becomes impossible for me to finish because the console keeps shutting down during longer races, and I'll just never get to the end. I'd rather not start again. So my options, as far as I'm concerned, is try and get the PS3 fixed, but I'm aware that that is apparently a risk, and sometimes I think it's capacitors that are the main issue on the PS3, and if you change them, sometimes it can just blow the console up. So that's a risk. Risk it and just carry on, because it's not crashed so far, and it might be okay. Obviously the big risk being, we'll jump into Special Stage 11, I'm yapping, sorry. So we could... Train of thought's just completely gone. See how bad I am at multitasking? Yeah, so the other option is just risk it, but obviously the closer we get to the end and the longer the races get, there is a chance that we just get into this situation where we never get to finish it, or it dies completely and all my progress is lost. The other option is I have a PS2 and a memory card and we just start again, which I'm not keen on. And then there's the final option, which I don't even know how feasible this is, because obviously it is possible to emulate these games on the PCSX2, which I've got a copy of Gran Turismo 3 for the PCSX2. It works very well. The issue is getting the save file across. Now, having a cursory look on the internet, mainly Reddit, it seems like it is possible, although there are varying different methods and random, slightly untrusted sources for how you get a save file off a PS3 onto your computer and then into a format that the PCSX2 emulator can read. So I am umming and ahhing, but I feel like that might be the best option. But I would like to know your thoughts, especially if there's anyone out there who's had any experience of this, whether it's with the PS3 dying, whether it's moving saves across, or if you just think I need to either risk it, carry on, or bite the bullet and start again. So I'd love your thoughts and opinions on what you think I should do. I am leaning towards the PCSX2 option, with the caveat of working out a safe and reasonable way of getting the save file across to the PC to carry on. And then there's a further follow-up question to that as well, and this is very much in hypothetical territory, but once I get the save, big if I get the save over to the PCSX2, if that is the option we go for, it is also possible, and I know because I have had this working before, to play Gran Turismo 3 with wheel and pedals with the modern wheel and pedals that I use for, like, you know, the occasional times I do actual sim racing, when I do NASCAR Racing 2003, it will work with that, and works pretty well. So, assuming I can get it to work, do I then switch over and actually continue the playthrough on wheel and pedals as well? So those are the two big questions. What do I do to try and make sure I don't lose the progress / risk not completing this game ever? And if I do go for the PCSX2 option, do I go to the wheel and pedals? I'd love to know your thoughts and experiences. Any advice you can give technically, or just what you do in this scenario, would be very much appreciated, as always. But the main thing I think I want to do is I don't want to lose the progress we've made so far. So I feel like the very last option on that list is go to a PS2 with a memory card and start again. Because unless there's a magical way to get the save onto a memory card, an actual memory card, but I feel like that's going to be an even bigger faff than trying to just get the damn thing onto a PC, so don't know. But like I say, so far this console has not crashed during any filming for the channel, on any of the Formula 1 playthroughs, on doing the recent Le Mans games, or indeed on any of the recordings of this. And these are usually the recordings that run the longest. They run for about an hour and a half. But it's not racing non-stop, as you know. It's usually some form of crisis in between racing, then more crises, swearing, and so on. So, as it wears, I'm not sure how it's going to handle a full 2-hour endurance race. In fact, what even is the longest endurance race on this game? I'm assuming it is longer than 2 hours. Also, is there an option to save mid-endurance race? Because I've never actually gotten to the endurance races on this game, so I don't know. So yeah, any advice you can give, any thoughts, any feelings? How do you feel about moving to wheel and pedals? Should I get to that point as well? I'd love to know. But thanks to that little yap session, you've got another 10k in the bank. I will leave that with you. I will leave you to think about it. Hopefully we have no issues today. It's a nice cool day. Not that, again, I don't know why I said that, because temperature doesn't seem to be the issue. But for now, to the business at hand, we go back to my home. We get in the new Beetle once again. And I every little bit counts. I am going to change the oil on it. Oh, that could be a bit brighter. Yeah, worth doing. In fact, I think that's quite a difference. Good. Glad I did it. Okay. So, last time out, I put in the tuning kit in, and it seems like we're much better. Don't know if it'll be good enough for test course, but I feel like for the most part we now have the performance to beat the competition. But as always, I try and make it so it's a close challenge. So we have good races. So I asked, should I take something out? I think the key things were either the racing chip or the muffler that could come out instead. I put it to you, and mercifully, all of you said, F that, let's get this done. Shouts to Keithy P, Collyboy187, Apex Seal, First Last, to say, no, let's get this done. Beat these guys' jive asses. I'm not good at smack talk, sorry. So, thank you for that, but I also want to do a special shout out to the Banshee724 who said, take out both the chip and the muffler because I like to see your pain. So, the Banshee724, whatever I did to you, I am truly sorry. But there's a lot of pain on this channel. My pain specifically, so you'll be fed. You're just not going to get it on this occasion. You're outvoted here. To be fair, there's probably still going to be some of my pain in this episode from somewhere else. So I hope that's okay. But yes, we're going to keep the car as is, and hopefully this time we're going to get the Beetle Cup done. Like I said, I was hoping that doing this competition would soften me to the new Beetle. It hasn't. So, what we do have to do though, is once again, we still have the issue of gear ratios. And these have all changed. So I've noted the ratios I used from last time. So I can... the Kawai's book's back. Kawai, whatever. The book's back. I've written everything down, so I remember what gear ratios I used. So for Rome, I did 23 before putting in the tuning kit, and that was too high. And then 20, as it's set to now, which ended up being too low. So I think I'm going to go back up to like 22, and we'll try that. See where we go. And what I should have done was also check these things. I'm not going to tinker with it now. Let's just get on with it. Right. Oh, let's see if we can do this. So, I know we can win this race now with the upgrade. Let's get a good start. Those first two gears still seem a little bit too short with that upgrade. Maybe I should have gone a bit higher. But it's not hurt us too bad. We're in the mix as we come round the Colosseum. I could do with looking up those suspension changes, because I feel like with the extra power they would help with the cornering. Remember, it took me a little bit to get into the lead when I did this race last time to test out the upgrade. And it was a little bit of effort, but once I got into the lead, it was pretty good. Well, I feel like 22 is going to be almost perfect. In fact, that's spot on. Although my driving isn't spot on. I've been so busy yapping and focusing on yapping about all the external problems, I need to get my head in the game. So second after lap 1 lap to go. I think it is at the point now where I do need to tweak the suspension a bit more, or it could almost have done with another suspension upgrade, because now I've got too much power for the handling to take, as it's very understeery. Or even whacking some, you know, racing tyres on it, but that would be in an ideal world. As we go door to door with the leader. For now, we'll just make do. It's usually the case where I've got a better handling car in the corners and we're down on power in the straights, whereas this time, it's feeling like the reverse. Like, now I'm not really that great through the corners, and I'm kind of holding out for the straights a little bit. Which does bode well for test course. I thought I'd got that very nicely then. There was just a snap of understeer. See, look how much they've closed in through those final 2 corners, and we need the straight to save us. It's not usually the way I like to do things. But this isn't the car I usually like to drive, so I think we'll just take that unorthodox route. And we've started well. We're only within a second of the top 3, so it's not like a complete drubbing, but it's the start we needed. So we take an early lead. The black and yellow Beetles are currently our nearest rivals, and it's good to be getting this cash up. Good lord, we have been in the doldrums for so long. Okay, so Grand Valley Speedway. Last time I set the gear ratios, and by the way, I know this is thrilling stuff, that we've got regular chat about gear ratio settings, and I know this is exactly the way you tune in. You lucky, lucky people. No, so last time I'd set it to 22, and it was perfect. Perfect, to quote the meme. And now I've put extra power in, I wonder if I'm going to need to just knock it up 1 or 2. Because I feel like now I'm going to hit the limit a bit quicker. So I am going to go up by 2. I think. I am. Let's see how that does. Let's see how that also affects our launch. It's still pants, fine. We've got a decent run up into the first turn. Straight into the mix. The understeer. Black one into the lead, but I tell you what, we might even be first. First by the first sector of the first lap. I mean, this was the track where it just always seemed to come together for us. So I might actually walk this one incredibly. Yeah, but the car doesn't feel quite as stable through this section as it did with more power under the hood. Oh god, the understeer. But we've still opened up the gap, so I'm not going to complain. I've been so angry and so chaotic over the last few rounds, through episodes I should say. I am going sensational. I am calm, I am composed, I'm not going to let little things bother me. We are good, we're great. And I hope you're great too. And you know why I'm feeling great? Because I know deep down we have what it takes to clear this competition and sell this fucking car. I'm so giddy about it, I just stopped driving the course then. It makes me that happy. A feeling of euphoria washes over me. In my head, I would win a new Beetle somewhere, come into the competition, one and done it, sell it, and have minimal contact. But we have been in the trenches. Tell you what, I feel like I've nailed the gear ratio once again. We don't hit the limit at the end of the long straight. Getting the hang of this. I mean, it is sad that I'm getting the hang of it in a new Beetle, because then I feel like I'm always going to have that link of, what car did you learn about the gear ratios in. How did you work out how to do that well? It's the new Beetle 2.0. It's the what? It's new Beetle 2.0. A little bit louder. Beetle 2.0. It's a Volkswagen. Say no more. Let them think it was in a Golf or something. The understeer is oh, I'll tell you what, Seattle might be tough. We do have a straight in there, but it's quite twisty, Seattle. So these first 2 wins might be important, as we might be dropping some points in the next one. But thankfully, there are nice stretches of straight lines. Beautiful. Perfect start. Not even been paying attention to who's second. Is it our main rival? We'll find out in a minute. It's the red one. Ooh, okay, that's perfect for us. Black and yellow drop points. Which means we've got a little bit of a cushion now coming into Seattle. 11 points clear of red and black, yellow 4th on 6 points. Okay. This is good. Just, again, I'm calm, I'm collected, I'm a cool dude. I'm not, because I just said that. Okay, so in Seattle, I had it set at 20, and I thought that was too high. So, thing is, what do I do now? Because I feel like with the power, I might go back to 22 for this one. Because now with the additional power in it, it might be... Or do I? Do I just go 21? Just go up a notch? If I thought it was too high before, and then I've added power to it, let's meet in the middle. I'll go 21. Again, as much as I've got notes, it's still very vibe-based. But once you start to feel the vibes, you just go with the flow. I realise I've been making quite a few jokes in the intros about having an adult toy store, and I did just hear it and then that when talking about vibes, there is a double entendre. Sorry about that. Dear me, that was nearly a big, unwieldy send, but that was actually quite a nice overtake in the end. Okay, this first sector I've had problems with. Let's go wide. Good line through here, but then I got a bit shallow and understeer wide. But that's a good start. This little straight in the middle coming to the rescue. Black in the lead. And I think I've nailed the ratio again. Perfect. Oh, here we go. They're going to play dirty now. Elbows out, is it, lads? Fine. By me. Yeet. Through a nice topical reference there. Yes, I just yelled yeet. to be honest, even if we don't get past this guy, I'm not really too worried because we're ahead of our main rivals, but we do want to gold everything and ideally not come back to it. So let's get it done. As our lines cross with the silver through the final corner. But a perfect opening lap. Tried to go full throttle while not fully out of the corner and just powered out wide. Oh, that's better. I said it last episode, I wanted to return to the tidy era, the tidy driving. That was a lovely sector, if I do say so myself. And you know what? I do. I do say that. So good. The Beetle actually doesn't feel too bad to drive now. Despite what you just... I don't know why I make statements, because I immediately get disproved by, you know, actions. It does actually feel okay. It is, like I say, a bit understeery, a little bit unbalanced now, but it's actually agile and nimble enough. That was the sound. That it's you can work with it. And also, this is a good view of the car because I can't actually see the vehicle. So I could imagine this is anything. I could be in the Lancer. Imagine it's the Lancer. Imagine it's a Cobra. Imagine it's a Chevy Gran Turismo. Anything. Oh, no, that's what we're in. We end up with a very comfortable win. Wasn't expecting it around Seattle. Beautiful. So black does recover to keep the pressure on somewhat. So what's the gap up to? Now we head to test course. 15 points. So if test course is a nightmare, and even if we win it, it'll still be a nightmare because it's fucking grim. But even if it's a nightmare, we're in a good place for the finale. So, test course. Last time, I went... I whacked the gear ratio up. I didn't do what I just said then. I didn't whack anything to do with this car. I promise you. I whacked the gear ratio up to 33, and I thought that was too high, as there wasn't enough power in the car. We now have more power in the car, but still not enough to justify 33. So I'm thinking... 28? 28. I think. Let's just hope we've got enough power in it. Because obviously the ratios help, but really we just need to have enough power in it. And it seems like we do. Even if we're in the ballpark, we can maybe use some drafting. And it'll get us there. Okay, we are up through the gears very quickly. I feel like we are going to hit the rev limiter quite quickly, but oh, the speed is good. And we are going to fire into the lead. So 250 kilometers per hour. I know I have a few Americans that watch the channel, and you ask very regularly, what the f is a kilometre? There it is, 254 of them. So I hope that helps. And we're still not hitting the rev limiter. We're about to, I think, probably coming out of this corner. I'm glad overheating isn't an issue. This is very much a track that could kill your car. So gap is 1.2. Are we getting a little bump off the rev limiter? It's flashing at me. I think we might have nailed the gear ratio on this as well, because we're going to scrub a little speed off into the corner. I've become a gear ratio genius. Marvel. Marvel, ye stand and behold my genius. Behold. As we drive around North Korean test bunker. You know how American oval races, like NASCAR races, some of the names can sound very American. Mountain Dew, Southern 500, you know, the call 1-800 before you dig 250. Beef, it's what's for dinner 400. All sorts of nonsense. Well, we're in North Korea now, so this is the glorious leader Kim Jong-un 100. Sponsored by Kim Jong-un. For Kim Jong-un. You know, the European or American mind cannot comprehend this. What am I talking about? I need this race to end. Jesus Christ. To be fair, there's renewable energy here. This probably isn't North Korea. Just don't feel like they're big on wind farms, are they, really? Maybe they are. If you're from North Korea and you're watching, do drop us a line. If you are, don't tell anyone you're watching. That's dangerous. You might be in trouble. I'd feel very guilty if I was the reason someone was sent to prison. You were watching this channel. What an awful way, what an awful crime to get sent down for. You were watching Western propaganda. This idiot. driving around on a 2001 video game. To all of you who do watch me, regardless of where you're in the world, I'm very grateful. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy this. I enjoy doing it. And yapping has again helped the sheer boredom of the thumb breaker that is test course. We've taken the lead. We've not disappeared up the road. Now they're all right there. But we've done just enough. And if we can clean sweep it at Monaco, it means we say goodbye to this car today. Here we go. Just, I mean, that's insane. I've put nail to nail. Look at the deformation. Jesus. so perfectly indented and flat. It's so weird. Anyway, thank God we don't have to do that one again. And we've won! We've won the competition no matter what. We are clear by 23 points. I had to double check because that seems like a big margin to have pulled, but we've done it. Now we just want to win Monaco, so we can sell the car. Let's get this done. So last time I'd set the gear ratios to 18 and I thought that was spot on, but obviously we've now put more power in the car, so I'm going to knock it up by 2 and run it at 20. I think that makes sense. I'm glad I took notes. Thank you, Kawaii Notebook. Let's do this. Let's get it done. I'm already emotionally preparing for the fact that I'll complete this competition and then win a fucking cup car. I mean, the least it could do is give me something useful for once, but I'm not holding out much hope. So absolutely butcher Sandivot. And remember, this is a 3-lap race this time. Not going to make that mistake again. Through Casino Square. It's not the best start. We're all into the wall. God. What on earth? What on earth has just happened there? Somehow get caught between the red and the wall of the Lowe's hairpin. Yeah, the car's lack of agility might mean we're going to struggle on this one. This is the one place where we can actually blast past people. Oh no, the red's into us. That could have gone very badly. We could have been sideways into the wall. Right, through to back and swimming pool section. That was a nice little section. Not doing too bad. Up towards Rascasse. Oh, the car's not great in low gears. Which means we are struggling to get the power down out of the corner. But we've made progress, so we're up to 3rd. We're going to be made to work for this last one for sure. Come on. Through Beau Rivage. Oh, bad line. Very bad line through there. Come on. It's the first time I've not just been absolutely talking shit as we've been racing, because I'm actually having to concentrate. That was nicely taken. Come on, come on. Let's see if we can get up the inside of Tabac. Oh, he's just tried to turn in on us and bounced himself into the wall, and I have absolutely no sympathy for you, pal. Get to fuck. I'm now glad it is a 3-lap race. Because we wouldn't have done it. But I reckon we can on this last lap. We've got a couple of chances, in fact. Full send. To send them on. Ooh. Oh yeah, let's get nasty. Come on. Gloves are off now. You all know that I hate you guys, right? I hate all of you. You're all pricks. You all drive like arseholes. You all look like arseholes. So guess what? I'm done pretending that we are equals and colleagues. You are houses, all of you. So you can get to fuck. Yeah, fuck you too, pal. Like I said though, I'm a much more positive guy and I'm not letting things bother me. Right, we're ahead, coming up to the part of the track where our car is most suited for. Absolutely nailing that now though. I think we've got our eye in. I'm looking forward to racing Monaco on this game in not this car. That should be fun. Oh my god, we're free. We're free, guys. We can come out. It's over. Just a lifting on my soul. We win by 1.4 seconds. We were made to work for that one. That was easily the hardest of all the races in the competition. In the end, maximum points, we have over double of the car in second place, 50 to 21 in the Black Beetle, yellow on third. I might cry. Don't be sad that it happened. No. Don't be sad that it's over, be happy that it happened. So conversely, don't be sad that it happened, be happy that it's over. I f***ing am. Okay. Let's see what we've won. And we get another 10k in the bank. Nice to have that total up a little bit. What car have we won? Is there a Beetle-shaped car amongst them? There is! Oh my god, they're all Beetles, aren't they? I knew it. I knew it! They were all Beetles. They've not even given me the Cup car. I'm guessing one of them was the Cup car, and they've just given me the f***ing up. I don't know, I'm getting... No, I'm happy, I'm cool, I'm calm. I knew they were going to do this to me. Don't be angry that they've done what you knew they were going to do to you. It's fine. Thank God for that. It is all over. We've done it. So, just for my own sanity, I know I did this last time, but let me be very quick. Nothing to do with the word Beetle there. Excellent. Nothing to do with the word Beetle here, because why would it be in the Professional Cup? A professional wouldn't touch this thing. Rally, no. Endurance, I think we established that there was all sorts of nonsense that wasn't limited to a Beetle. It's getting sold. say goodbye, kids. Right, let's just have a look and compare stats to the RSI. So that's a four-wheel drive car, which is very useful. Turbo compared to the naturally aspirated Beetle, and it's got 225 brake horsepower as a base, so less than our current Beetle. And it will give you a nice chunk of change when we sell it. You know what I am thinking though? Is this actually going to be useful in some way? It's a four-wheel drive car. Its power to weight ratio isn't incredible, but it's a V6. As much as I don't like it, one, it does look better than the normal Beetle because of the spoiler, and we can change the wheels again. All black rims, baby. Otherwise, it might be useful. And then if it isn't useful, 17.5 grand there to just sell. Anyway. Techno Blau Pearl Effect, I would just like to say, f*** you. Gran Turismo 3 doesn't have a used car dealer, so there's no chance I'm going to run into it again either. It's just gone to the ether. Scrap. So what the f*** do we do next, eh? What do we do? Let's have a look about. What's left in the beginner league? We are so close to the beginner league. So we have Audi TT race. We don't have an Audi. We don't have a Mercedes. We don't have a Type R. And that's the GT World Championship against rally cars. So all of those require buying stuff. Amateur League, obviously we did try this and it didn't go incredibly well to begin with. We did, yeah, FR Challenge, 6th, 4-wheel drive challenge, not great. There was a suggestion of maybe trying some of these earlier ones because they're lower in the Amateur League and I might have cars that work for it, potentially. There's also, and I know it's quite early for this, apparently some endurance races that don't use like sports cars, that they're actually just normal road cars or lower cars that we could race on. Probably not going to jump into an endurance race today. They're probably going to be a one per episode kind of deal, you know. Is it worth jumping back in our old friend, the Lancer, and seeing if it is completely out of its depth? In the Japanese Car Championship. Let's have a look at the specs. So no cars are excluded, just an A-grade license needed. Before we do anything, let's just see what the caliber of cars is like. Okay. So it is just road cars. Fine. That is a Supra. Oh, okay. Nice camera work. I mean, we might find it still needs upgrades in it to be competitive, but let's give it a try, shall we? Obviously, we'll see in Tokyo 264 immediately what it's like in a straight line. So let me just check my setup with this car. So we've got sport suspension, normal brakes, which, you know, maybe get some better brakes on it might be the next thing. This is all normal. Okay. Turbo kit normal, didn't do any. I've not. Oh yeah, because I've not really put much in this, have I? I've just put the suspension kit and the sports tyres on it. Okay. Let's see. Welcome back to the Amateur League. It was rough before. Is it going to be rough again? Car launches so well with four-wheel drive. And it's not a terrible start. Oh God, sports brakes might be good. I mean, that ended up being a good move, but that was more out of control than anything else. Slide around the outside, beautiful, okay. Okay. We're in the mix. I think we're back to the usual... Oh, crap, lent on. You dick. Yeah, I think we're back to the usual status quo of we don't quite have the straight line oomph. So cornering is where we are excelling. I think we are going to need a little bit of something in this car. But we've not put any power upgrades in it, which means we can do that quite inexpensively. So here's the big test. Yeah, as you can see. Straight line. We are getting dropped a little bit. Not horrifically though. Oh, once again, in the top end. Oop. I'm so sorry, sir. I do apologise. I feel like that was a little bit of a dodgy hitbox on that. I feel like I should have slid past him. But in a slightly dodgy way, we're up to second. 3-lap race. God, a bit too much there. I'm taking what they call the high line. Oh no. Is this the fellow that lent on me last time? It was. Didn't quite get the job done there on the RX-7. That was bad, but we survive. Bad exit from there. Is that an NSX ahead of us? I feel like that might be just a bit too much out of our reach in terms of the power now. RX-7 is back at us now. Dude gets ahead of us and then just completely swerves in front of us. cheeky little bastard, you. Okay. I don't play in the amateur league. Might still be able to get second here. Let's just see if we can. Told you that that sport suspension that I put in by accident would come in handy. It's feeling really balanced, really good. There we go, full send into the final corner. I think we will be able to hold on for second. Okay. This is good. This is very good. He's coming back. It's going to be too late. 1.2 from the eventual winner, which was an NSX. What a great field of cars that is. Honda NSX, Mazda RX-7, Evo 6 even, sorry, we're in an Evo 7, Impreza, Subaru Legacy. Okay, so a little bit of power in that, I think will do the trick. Just a little, just a touch. I'm thinking, maybe the racing chip, or do I do my old friend racing chip and weight reduction? Which could get us there. Let's have a look and see how much things cost. So, how much power does the racing chip put in? 10 brake horsepower. Useful stuff. So that's 1,200, that was 1,500. So less than 3k, and then brakes. So the sports brakes are the most expensive thing. So that is 8k for all that. I think that's a good deal. I think I'll make that back in this competition. I think I'm going to do it. So sports brakes are on. If a vehicle is due for a service, the brake fluid will be replaced. Cool. And then we'll do this. So look at me splashing I've got a bit of money in, and I'm splashing the cash already. If this does end up being too much, I'll take the sports chip out. But we are making this Lancer an absolute beauty. And in fact, while we are here, are these the wheels I put on it, or has it changed them back to the factory ones? Or did I even change the wheels? Yeah, let's do that. Let's put these bad boys on. You gotta treat your best assets well. You know? It's just what you do. Shall we have a wash? Sure. Extra 2 brake horsepower there. How's the oil looking? Ooh! Very, very dark. Okay. And we've still got 54k in the bank. Let's try again. In fact, I'm not going to go to the exact same one, just to keep it fresh. We might go. That's right. To Tokyo R264 Reverse. So it is still a comparable test. But it's not the same track. Keeping it fresh, you know? Stick and move. Okay. Are there any settings I need to look at as a result? Brake balance. No. Is not an option from my new brakes. Don't need to mess with any of that. Let's see. Is this going to put us in the mix? Still puts its power down so well with that four-wheel drive. It's a bit lighter now as well. You little shit. Great rival there, the Subaru. Come on. That was bad driving. I knew that was going to happen. What are we doing here? I can't believe this is going worse, though, despite my upgrades. Nice little sequence of corners there to get us back up to these guys. And I would say the weight reduction and the power haven't tipped us insanely too far the other way. They're a help, but yeah, they've certainly not suddenly made us incredible. We're going to get up to third here. Well, this guy's going defensive. You can sod right off, pal. Tries to do the up and under, leans on us. I'm wasting time here because I'm getting caught in scraps with all these guys. I want to be scrapping with the guys ahead. Yeah, I don't care. I squashed him into the wall. That's what he just tried to do to me. God, 4 seconds. That's insane. That doesn't suddenly seem as achievable now. Oh, and I've just taken this awfully. What am I doing? Oh, don't you dare, sunshine. Okay, I think maybe doing well in this competition depends slightly on who we're racing against. Because those two have just disappeared. in an insane way. We've cleared the guys behind us now. 7 seconds. Let's see if we can cut the gap at all now we're not scrapping with people. I think this car could definitely benefit from those suspension tweaks I'd put in the Truno that helped it, so I'm going to need to go back and I will write them down in my book and we'll apply them to this car because that will help. God, we're being caught by someone else now. The gap's going up and it's a different car in the lead. What are those two up front? Jesus, I've been given a false sense of security here, thinking, oh, this will be enough. I don't think it will. Again, good upgrades to this car. Damn it. Alright, we're going to try and hang on to third now. That was poorly taken. That was awfully taken. Oh my god. No, pal, you're not. Don't. No. No. For sake. That was completely self-inflicted. How have I put those upgrades in and I felt like the car got worse? God, the NSX and the Mazda, it's just an NSX and a Mazda again. And they've just dropped us by 13 seconds. Okay. Not quite sure what to do about that one now. Do I just, like, start a competition and hope that we are against some cars that aren't insanely better than us? I don't know. But I'm not starting another competition now, but I'm doing one more test before we go. And it is an important one. Because I am not spending any more money on any new Beetles, RSI or otherwise. I'm just not doing it. So unless this car, as is good enough to race in the Amateur League, because it's not applicable for anything in the Beginner League, and I've already got cars for grinding out results if I need more money from the Beginner League, because there's nothing here that will do. Certainly don't think it would be good enough for the GT World Championship against those rally cars that have much better power to weight ratio. So, we're going to go to the European Championship, because the Beetle is from Europe, of course. And we're going to go into one of these courses. We'll do Special Stage Route 5. Or do we do Côte d'Azur? Do we do Monaco because we've just done the normal Beetle around it? We'll do Monaco again. We've not seen much of Monaco so far. So we'll do this and see how it compares against the other cars in this series. And if it's pants, we will finish the episode by selling it and saying goodbye to Beetles forever. However, if it is good enough, or even just close enough to being good enough, I might consider putting it in this. Although there's a DB7 Vantage here. I somehow don't think that we're going to be better than the DB7. But let's see, shall we? Should we have one final bit of embarrassment for the Beetle before we sign off? Imagine if this bosses it now. Just imagine. Here we go. New Beetle. RSI. Well, it's obviously got the better launch because of its four-wheel drive. Oh no! It seems to be struggling. Yeah, I think the problem here is the only car, so the only competition this car would have been useful for was the competition that I won it from. So I don't see the point in sticking it about, because it's obviously, it feels very heavy. Well, we took a fair bit of weight out of the Beetle we had. It still feels fairly cumbersome. The four-wheel drive is helping it though. Although I'll say that, it's actually gone through Portier quite nicely. But, as you can see, it's got no oomph in a straight line. I'm going to need to put power in it. I've got other cars that are probably better in a straight line. Excuse me. I think it's getting sold. I think it is a good riddance to Beetles. To be fair, this is probably the kindest track that I could have picked for it because, you know, there's not that many straights in it. And as you can see, it's a bit abysmal in a straight line, whereas its handling isn't too bad and it's got four-wheel drive, which is going to help it through the corners. Its drive out of the corners is pretty good. Still heavy and understeery. Yeah, it's getting sold. And then at least we can have a bit more money, and the real project now is the Evo for the Japanese car competition. Although all of those, the American, European and Japanese, don't have any entry restrictions, so I think we could easily just run the Evo in all of them. Slightly against the spirit of those competitions. Oh shit. That was just bad driving. I'll hold my hands up to that one. Try and block off the BMW. No! You can't just overtake the people's car like that. That was bad. Yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this car. And indeed this model of car, regardless of its variants. This version of Monaco does feel slightly wider than I think Monaco actually is. There's a lot more extra spaces out and little nooks and crannies to carry more speed, and I'm not taking advantage of them. If I have a good final lap, I could still snatch fourth here. This is literally the only part where it's good in the low gears, because with the four-wheel drive, it's just so good at putting the power down. Listen to the amount of time we lose through the tunnel. The polar opposite of what we had in the Beetle Cup. Slightly butchered the Nouvelle chicane there. Ah, too early, too eager. Oh, they've both screwed up Anthony Noakes. Come on, come on. Yes. We take fourth. Yeah, it's pants. It's big time banana pants bad. And to be fair, I don't think I'd ever forgive myself if I'd piloted a new Beetle ahead of a DB7. Of a beloved Aston Martin. No, it wouldn't have. I think I might have had to end the series there. So, it's won us some money, and it's going to earn us some more now. Because it's getting sold. So, garage. New Beetle RSI, and Beetles as a whole. I hope, upon hope, we are done with you. Good riddance. So, we get into the Lancer, and we have a foothold in the Amateur League. But we're going to leave it there for now. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad the Beetle Cup is done. But yes, we're going to leave it there. We have a potential foothold in the Amateur League with the Lancer Evo 7. The Beetle Cup is no more. One eye on the remaining license tests as well, about maybe doing them. Or even the rally tests and seeing if we open up that avenue. Maybe not yet, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching, as ever. If you've made it this far, or if you even watch at all, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts on the dilemma we had at the start of the video about how we carry on. As you can see, no issues today. We've gotten through it. It's a non-stop recording, that's real-time recording, about an hour and 27 minutes. So we've gotten through it. The question is, will it be able to just do a full endurance race? Do I risk it and carry on? Do I find a way to try and port it over to PCSX2? Do you know how to do that if that's the case? And do I switch to wheel and pedals if I get there? Lots of questions. Hopefully you have some answers and some suggestions, and I really look forward to hearing it. But thank you so much for watching. We will leave it there with finally some money in the bank, and maybe some options going forward. See you soon.